Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Returning to you tonight for this next review, this quick movie review for Alarum, the Scott Eastwood film with Sylvester Stallone and Mike Coulter, and the girl that played Anna in that film in 2019, uh, Willa something. I can't remember her name, but honestly, I'm going to discuss what I watched for the hour and 34 minutes of Alarum and let you know my thoughts on this film overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, from what I've seen with this film, it's pretty much someone shoots these pilots in this little aircraft plane, and apparently it turns into like this big war about a flash drive that was in one of the pilots' stomachs or whatever. It's a pretty gross scene that was shown then. But then the guy from the plane, you do find out who was in the plane later on, but in the film, like close to the end of the film. But overall, I think this movie kind of sucked. This is probably the first worst movie of 2025. And it's a shame because there were some mediocre moments in this film, but I would say this film is not very good. Um, Sylvester Stallone's performance was kind of, yeah. Scott Eastwood's performance was kind of as usual what you expect in a Scott Eastwood movie. Like his latest movies have not been, they've been like F-bomb kind of movies. And this was an F-bomb. This was very forgettable of a film. I really was hoping I'd like this film. But no, it wasn't that good. The shootout scenes were kind of generic and, excuse me, yawning, kind of generic and somewhat cringy with how they're executed. And overall, Sylvester Stallone is like this guy that basically he claims he poisoned Scott Eastwood, and then you find out that it wasn't him, that he didn't poison him at all. So basically, there were things that happened in this film where everyone's killing each other over a flash drive, and it's like, how stupid is that? A flash drive that apparently has government secrets. And honestly, when I saw the base where intelligence and all that for that group where Chester was a part of uh, was held up, the base looked fucking like something that was being built or whatever, and like very deserted in a way. So this movie was fucking stupid, honestly. It tried, but it still failed with the execution, with how each scene was performed and how the shootout scenes were very underwhelming to watch through. The fight scenes were kind of just generic as hell and cringy too. Cringy is what I said. I slurred with my word for a second, but other than that, if I were to give Alarum its deserved score, this movie is kind of like a 4 out of 10. It's just not good. It sucked. This is one of the first films of 2025 that I really disliked. And it's a shame, because this film could have had potential, but it failed with the execution of certain scenes in the film being very weak, and just how the movie's playing out and the pacing is kind of just too rushed. This movie was rushing it a bit too much, and it just was a very F-bomb kind of film. So 4 out of 10 for Alarum. I did not like this movie. It was very bad. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this movie review tonight, and thank you guys for watching.